Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
It is a Thursday afternoon. That means it is time once again for Wyoming Sports Talk Today, according to the watch, a little after 3 o'clock. Our program being brought to you by Marv's Plumbing and Heating at 1515 Logan Avenue. Mondello's Pizzeria, delicious pizza pie. Served up 7 days a week, so delicious that the Food Network folks have ranked Joe's Pizza top 10 in the nation. And it's still one of the best across the country. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. First Tier Bank right across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. You definitely want to talk to them about their special CD rates going on right now with great annual percentage yields. Lennox Auto Body. You will find the Auto and Truck Repair Center on Dunn Avenue. Busy right now, yes, but they'll work you in. They also have their Auto Glass and Detail Center. Busy. They'll work you in over on Pershing Boulevard. Medicab Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Platte Valley Bank with 2 banking locations. You can catch them on the east side at the corner of College and Pershing, and the original location over on Vanda High, and again offering all banking services you've come to expect from our good friends over at Platte Valley Bank. Key of Cheyenne, reminding you the 18s need to go. 19s want to start moving their way onto the lot. So AJ and Greg Miller and the entire crew says, come on by. They're going to make you an offer you can't refuse, because you definitely want to have a Kia in your driveway today from Kia of Cheyenne. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Del Range, where they have 2 convenient drive-thrus. That's at Windmill and Del Range. They don't do that elsewhere. So again, remember, you can see them for breakfast. You can see them for lunch. You can see them for dinner. You can see them for all 3 squares. And again, enjoy delicious Chick-fil-A chicken all the time, Monday through Friday. Corner of Windmill and Del Range, right across from Menards. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service having one hail of a sale. That means you're going to find some Jayco travel trailers, fifth wheels, RVs, specially sale priced right now. Yes, they've got some great deals going on over at Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service on Highway 30. Taco John's of Cheyenne. Today, it's 6-pack and a pound day. Or you can do the 3 for $5 tacos. Or you can do the loaded potato olays. On Tuesday, you could always do Taco Tuesday. Remember, Taco John's of Cheyenne, where they do tacos absolutely deliciously. Taco John's of Cheyenne. And we get things underway with our scoreboard. Our scoreboard is always, whether it's on Wyoming Sports Talk Today, whether it's high school football or basketball or LCCC, men's and women's hoops, our scoreboard is always brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
Speaking of LCCC, the men's and women's soccer program were in action yesterday over at Cheyenne East High, where they got at least some home contests underway where they both took on Western Wyoming Community College. We'll start with the men first. They got a 3-1 victory, and they now move to 2-2 overall on the season, and the women got underway just after that game wrapped up. And again, it was against Western Wyoming, where the women as well picked up a 3-1 victory as well. For the LCCC women's soccer, they are now 3-4 overall. Also, too, for NFL football, it is Thursday night, so we will see the Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals coming up tonight.
No, we will not.
I don't really care. It's at 6 o'clock for those who are entertained, or at least 6:20 is when it's anticipated to kick off on NFL Network is where you can watch that contest. And speaking of football as well, on the local side for Cheyenne, we will be covering Cheyenne East versus Cheyenne South over at Oakey Blanchard Sports Complex, Oakey Blanchard Field for one, again, my years. But again, Cheyenne East versus Cheyenne South coming up tomorrow here on 1480 K-Ray, where kickoff will be 6 o'clock. Pregame looking around 5:20-ish. We're going to move it up just as we have a few few interviews that went a little bit lengthy. So, again, 5:20-ish is when you can anticipate. Listen to it on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM here in the Cheyenne area. Also, too, we web stream on 1480kray.com. And for the video live stream, it will be on Periscope and the 1480K-Ray YouTube channel. So 5 different ways to tune in for the broadcast coming up tomorrow night.
I like how you said, in my day, it's like
we didn't have all the cushy stuff that they have now.
I know, but it's like you act as though you actually played for Okie Blanchard. You didn't. It was Okie Blanchard Stadium when you were there. It's now the Okie Blanchard Sports Complex.
Where they practice, we played real games.
Okay. So
I'm just saying, you know, all these, you know, these kids nowadays, they get the easy life.
They get the brand new stadiums.
I never got anything new.
You got to play on grass back in the day.
Yeah, which is fun, especially when the snow comes around and mud. Oh boy, that's so fun.
Well, it's Wyoming. What can we say? Major League Baseball, after a DJ LeMahieu walk-off last night in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Rockies and the Diamondbacks closing out their 4-game series today. It's a businessman special going on right now at Coors, and the Rocks are leading 5-1. They have wrapped up the 6th inning at Coors.
I don't even know if businessmen are even showing up. The crowds that I saw there were pretty light, but granted, I guess it is a 1 o'clock game.
I'm sure some of the business guys are out there because gurgly time. Nolan's gone deep, number 34. Trevor Story's gone deep, number 33.
Either of them will be National League MVP?
No, but maybe they might make the playoffs, so that's all we're caring about. Rockies right now leading Diamondbacks 5-1 as they will head to the top of the 7th. They'll be playing 2. It looks like they're going to get the 2 in today. Last night, 5 hours before they got 1 game in, and it was sprinkling. It wasn't even raining at Citi Field. What is wrong with those people in New York?
They don't care. Again, it's 2 teams that
I
don't
know they
matter.
don't care, and the fans didn't care either. There was enough people there. I mean, maybe a couple thousand, if that?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the Mets and the Marlins are playing right now, probably before a packed house of 3, and the Marlins are leading the top of the 8th inning. It's 3-2. Mets and Marlins will be getting underway with Game 2 around 4:40 this afternoon before we leave. And into the top of the 4th inning right now, Cubs are leading the Nats 2-1. They hold a 1-game lead over the Milwaukee Brewers. The schedule, as we mentioned, Marlins, Mets at 4:40. That'll be Game 2 of their twin bill. 5 o'clock games, Blue Jays at the Red Sox. The Athletics looking for the sweep against the Orioles this evening at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Dodgers will move on to face the Cardinals, so hopefully the Rockies can pick up this win and extend their lead, maybe with some help from St. Louis. Twins and the Royals at Kauffman Stadium. Mariners and the Angels in SoCal later tonight. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Hi, I'm Alex White, tea master at Pure Leaf. When I make tea, everything I know goes into it. You can't be impatient. When I craft Pure Leaf iced tea, I don't take shortcuts, because I want you to have the same amazing taste of iced tea that I do. So I start with fresh picked tea leaves. Then, after they're delicately dried, I blend and brew them at a lower temperature to draw out their unique aromas. And then I taste and fine-tune the blend for a delicious smooth iced tea. I'd love to have you take a sip right now, but that's one thing we can't do over the radio. But you can experience the same delicious taste of Pure Leaf iced tea anywhere you are. I'm Alex White, Pure Leaf Tea Master. Pure Leaf, our thing is tea.
Fat, lazy, and stupid is no way to conduct a sports talk radio show. We've thrown down the gauntlet, upped the stakes, and made it clear that when it comes to sports talk radio in Cheyenne, there's a new player in town. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
We're back on Wyoming Sports Talk Today. So
There's one other game going on today as well. It's NCAA football action on the Thursday, especially with the Mountain West. Tennessee Tech will be at Logan, Utah, taking on the Utah State Aggies. So that's another game, at least for Wyoming. CSU, again, on this mountain side of the Mountain West. Certainly a game to keep an eye on to see if the Aggies get it done. I think they will. Tennessee Tech is 0-2, and There wasn't even a line on this one, so I think the Aggies should get the victory at home. But NCAA football action coming up on a Friday, or at least on a Thursday.
Yeah, and then you look at the Thursday night game between Baltimore and Cincinnati, and I guess if you live in Baltimore or you live in Cincinnati, the rest of the country is going, who cares?
I'm interested to see, again, Baltimore obviously wasn't tested against Buffalo. I still don't believe, as much as you think Harbaugh is going to turn that team around and make them into this powerhouse there in the AFC. I really doubt it. But it is a battle of the AFC North, and the Cincinnati team that is a lot of people have kind of floating under the radar, or possibly getting into the playoffs as much as they've been bad of recent years. It kind of piques my interest of, can Baltimore carry that momentum over from Buffalo? Can the Cincinnati Bengals win at home? Are they a for real team? It intrigues me a bit.
I believe Baltimore wins this contest because you really don't know the weapons that Baltimore went out and got in the offseason. As you cough.
Yeah, but I didn't do it on air like you.
No, I usually turn away from the microphone. Anyway,
I turned
here's the deal. So they surrounded Joe Flacco with guys who could actually catch the ball, like Crabtree, for example. He still could catch it
when he wants to.
Yeah, but he wants to now at Baltimore. Yeah. So the point is, Flacco now has some targets to throw to. That makes him a little more comfortable in the pocket. They do have a little bit of a running game. They always have. I
don't anticipate Baltimore to be awful, but I don't think they're the superpower team that everyone believes that they are in the AFC North. I still think Pittsburgh wins.
Pittsburgh tied Cleveland, for gosh sakes.
Who cares? Again, it's only 1 week, and we had a whole bunch of just. How much are you going to?
And what did Baltimore do to Buffalo? Destroyed them.
Okay, we know Buffalo's awful, but are they going to? If they lose tonight to Cincinnati, then. Okay, cool. You beat Buffalo. Everyone's going to beat Buffalo. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo.
Not everybody's going to beat Buffalo. We figured out yesterday at least 2 games.
I still think they have a legitimate shot of going 0-16. They really do. Again, that schedule that they have for Buffalo, it's very tough. But Baltimore, again, this is certainly a test early on. Granted, it is week number 2 for them, but it does pique my curiosity a little bit just to see of what team shows up and who's going to at least be competitive against these two so rivals there in the AFC North. But again, Cincinnati, very interested to see if they can take care of things, if they are a team that does deserve the respect that they are somewhat getting. Again, this is a team that's anticipated to be part of the wild card discussion. We'll see. We'll really see, especially after the last few years that they've had. Granted, the turmoil that we saw last year, again, with the head coach of, well, is he staying? Is he leaving? Are we firing him? Nah, we'll retain him for whatever reason. Again, the injuries that they have, it's an interesting game. Am I going to watch the whole thing? No, I really don't.
If I'm going to the pay window, I'm putting it down on Baltimore to win this thing. Update on the Rockies here before we get into the crux of our program. Rockies now lead 5-2. Kyle Freeland got the outski there. He gave up a triple and just most recently gave up a double. 1 out, and the Rockies lead 5-2. So a good outing for Kyle Freeland. So hopefully the bullpen, may be able to save things.
Yeah, hopefully they collapse. I don't know.
Who knows? Nobody knows. Today it's kind of a football 3 o'clock hour.
Let's be honest. It's been football this entire week.
Well, yeah, but it is a football 3 o'clock hour locally, because our featured game tomorrow night has Cheyenne East along with Cheyenne South, and that'll kick off at 6 o'clock at the Oakey Blanchard Sports Complex. I had a chance today. I know Nick was busy in here, so I had a chance today to catch up with Athletic Director Mark Puev, Head Coach Dan Gallas, and Cheyenne East Head Coach Chad Goff, who we featured East now for the last 3 weeks.
So not our fault. Again, blame Kelly Walsh for missing South last week.
No, I'm not blaming anybody. So, again, we had a chance to talk with all 3 of these gentlemen earlier today.
Or at least you did. Yeah. Again, be a part of the pregame show.
You're part of the we, so this is Wyoming Sports Talk today. So what we're going to do right now is take a short break. When we come back, we will listen to the comments of Athletic Director Mark Puev of Cheyenne South after these words on 1480 Gay Ray.
If it happens on the diamond, the hardwood, the field, or even the ice, we'll talk about it on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Hi, this is Nick Peretti inviting you to join Larry Peretti and myself each weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. as we, along with our special guests, talk sports locally, regionally, and nationally. And you can chat with us too at 307-514-1071. It's Wyoming Sports Talk today only on 1480 K-Ray, and you can stream live with us at 1480kray.com.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That is why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by and talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
You can count on Platte Valley Bank. Community banking for you.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be sunny with highs around 87 and winds out of the west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Then for tonight, it'll be clear skies with lows around 52. On Friday, it'll be sunny with highs around 84. And on Friday night, it'll be clear skies with lows around 50.
We're taking Cheyenne, Wyoming Sports Talk Radio to a whole new level. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Stop this crazy thing!
And it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Right now, we have the opportunity to talk to South High Athletic Director Mark Puev. Let's talk first about the fall programs that are going on. Of course, this weekend, something big going on. It's the golf championship that's going on at the airport golf course. Tell us a little bit about some of your South High golfers participating.
Well, we got, it's pretty exciting for us, and not just us at South, but us at all three schools in the city to be able to host a state tournament. It's something that kind of fell into our lap when it fell out of rotation from Jackson. It came to us, and the three schools, I think we've done a great job as far as teaming together to kind of share the responsibility and ownership on this to make sure it turns out to be a good event for not only for the city golfers, but for the state. One person that sticks out in my mind, Paige Gully. She's just a sophomore. She did good last year. She's doing better this year. She's one of those kids that just always has a smile on her face, and you're just happy to see kids like that do something and succeed in doing it. So, but we're excited. I'm most excited that this is the first time. This is my fourth year here in Cheyenne, and this is promising. Hopefully, I don't jinx it. It's promising to be the best weather we've had for a state golf tournament in a long time.
Let's talk about the other fall programs that have been going on as well, too. And again, some positive results coming through the South program.
Yeah, we went in our first tournament. We went up to Gillette, and we're in a tournament up there for volleyball. And I got a text from my coach that they had beaten East 2-1 up there, and that's a first-time one. That's something that even though it was just a text print, you can kind of feel just how excited she was and how excited the team was. So that was a big one right there. We got Central's coming over here tonight for volleyball, and we go to East tomorrow for volleyball and football. Those are pretty big for us. Next week we go and we send a returning state champion, a defending state champion, Brandon Locke, goes up to tennis up in Gillette to go ahead and defend his state #1 tennis title.
Here's the tough part of being the athletic director at any of our high schools here. We're getting into that portion of school that, yes, we are now officially into the third week of school, but you also have to remind your coaches of student athletes that, hey, either they're deficient in some parts of their classes or whatever the case may be, but you always have to wear that bad guy hat to remind people, hey, we gotta make sure our student athletes are making the grades.
Yeah, and like I said, the more time I spend here, the more comfortable I am with the kids. And I think it's different wearing the hat of athletic director as opposed to head coach, in that you're more of a figment, not necessarily their imagination, but you're more of a apparition. You're not the important coach, but they know that you're somebody of somewhat importance somewhere and somehow. But I try to have a little bit more interaction with the kids, and I actually just I kind of barked at a kid yesterday that was kind of tardy to class, and apparently I barked loud enough where a teacher came out of the classroom into the hallway where I was, wondering what was going on. And and these kids know that I do these things out of love. I want them to succeed, and they cannot succeed if they're not in class. They cannot succeed if they're getting the grades. I think all three schools hold the kids very accountable to being student athletes, student first.
You know, Mark, as we look at the football season, and again, we'll be talking with Coach Gallas as well, but you look at the South High football program, and unfortunately, and you know this being from your coaching days, you only got the kids there for at least 4 years, freshmen through seniors. And, of course, when your senior class graduates, you hope the underclassmen can step up and be ready to roll for the next football season. But it's been a little bit of a struggle for Coach Gallas out of the box this year as you graduated a lot of seniors last year. Let's talk about the numbers. I know a couple games have been wiped out due to the fact that there are lack of numbers. Can you explain why we're having a little problem with the football program?
Well, I don't know. And that's one of my goals. In 20 minutes I go and then I talk to someone about my yearly goals and whatnot. And some of those goals are to pick those numbers up in the transference from the junior high right across the street in Johnson, coming across the street here. You see, football programs and whatnot that have 50-plus kids in them, their 8th grade year, and then they come on over here, and we have less than half of that coming on out. And we really got to go make the phone calls and bang on the doors to get those kids in. So those are some of the things I'm trying to do as the AD in partnership with the coaches and with our neighbors across the street, is try to bridge that gap and make sure that the kids over there feel comfortable coming on over here and with the people that are here. Us coming on out over there and being more of a focal point, being more visual down there so that we're not strangers when they go from 8th grade to 9th grade, that they already know us, they already know our program, that they're just comfortable coming on over. So I think that's one of the biggest things is to help the numbers is to build those relationships with the lower levels so that you're kind of a focal point. They know that that's okay to come on over and that they're going to be in good hands.
Due to our stormy season this summer, Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service is offering you a hail of a deal on a wide variety of travel trailers, including toy haulers. Get up to an additional 50% off MSRP on Jolly Rogers' already low prices. Check out their new and used inventory. Damaged or not, you can still travel in style. Call Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service today, your exclusive Jayco dealer at 634-8457. See them at 6102 U.S. Highway 30 or go to jollyrogersrv.com.
Don't move firewood. Firewood can carry insects and diseases that kill trees. Remember to always get firewood as close to your destination as possible. Burn firewood where you buy or gather it. Trees in towns and forests are threatened by native and exotic insects and diseases that can hitch a ride in a load of firewood. Let's keep forests healthy so we can continue to enjoy camping, hiking, hunting, and fishing. Brought to you by the Wyoming State Forestry Division in cooperation with the U.S. Forest Service.
Your everyday drive should be anything but average. The new 2018 Kia Sportage has state-of-the-art technology for convenience, entertainment, and driver assistance. I'm AJ Miller for Kia of Cheyenne, and the 2018 Kia Sportage has available subscription-free UVO connectivity with a color touchscreen display for hands-free calling, navigation, music, and more. Stay in touch and be at your best wherever you go. Come in today or call us at 775-0123 or go to KiaofCheyenne.com and we'll make it easy.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Boys, this halftime score is not indicative of our talent level. We're a lot closer than I thought we'd be, and old Coach has just the thing to get us over the hump. Street tacos from Taco John's. You can get them with chicken or new sirloin steak or pork carnitas. That's a triple option of awesomeness. Let's go get some.
Get 3 street tacos for just $5 at Taco John's.
Hustle up, boys. If we leave now, we can be back for the fourth quarter.
Olay the Day at Taco John's.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on this show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480. K-Ray.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk today here on 1480 Carry. Coming up right now, we will hear comments from Cheyenne South head coach Dan Gallas, and then immediately following right after that, we will hear comments from Cheyenne East head coach Chad Goff. More of at least what to come on our pregame show tomorrow between East and South here on Wyoming Sports Talk today.
Head coach Dan Gallas. And, Coach, good to have you back on our program as we have the South High Fighting Bison taking on the East High Thunderbirds this weekend. A little bit of a tough go for your youngsters out of the box. And, again, competition that, we look at are probably top 5 here in Class 4A that you had to face in the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, there's no question that the teams that we're playing are quality football teams and quality football programs, and we actually look forward to that because it helps us get better, and it helps us to sharpen our tools as athletes and players.
Coach, it's always tough, and you've been in the coaching business for a long time, and you always got senior classes graduating, and you got a lot of skilled positions that you have to fill, and again, the underclassmen, you're hoping that will step up there and take over when you get into the next season. But again, with your youngsters that you have on your ball club right now, getting into your system of offense and defense, tell us a little bit how the team is becoming that work in progress for you.
Well, I'm always encouraged by how they come out with the desire to improve. Every day at practice, our kids are working hard to improve and get better. They are very coachable, and they want to do how we play the way we'd like them to, and they're trying very hard. And that type of thing you can do a lot of things with. You can come a long ways if you got kids that really want to improve.
With coaches, you're always judged by W's and L's, and we in the media always make big things out of that. But also, I look back at last week's loss at Casper Kelly Walsh, and I would think you as a coach and with your coaching staff, you got to look at the positives there. A, you got into the end zone, and B, you hung tough with a very good Kelly Walsh ball club.
Yeah, Kelly is a very good physical football team. They play hard, and they want to run it right at you, and then do their best to break tackles, and they throw the ball okay as well. On special teams, they're disciplined, but we felt like we did a nice job, especially in the beginning of the game, where we were able to move the football, hang on to it, not give it back to them, and as you said, get into the end zone. Which is critical. What we want to do with our offense is use the clock. We want to shorten the game by keeping the ball and keeping the clock moving. And we did a nice job with that a couple times last week. We just have to improve on that and do a better job of that. I think our gang tackling last week got better, and we've just got to get more people to the football when we're on defense and make sure we're tackling with more than just one person.
You have another good team that you're going to be taking on here in Cheyenne, and that's the good news. You don't have to travel too far, just across town to the Oakey Blanchard Sports Complex to face the East Thunderbirds. They're a young team. They're still trying to find their identity as well. But, again, on both sides of the football, going to be another tough test for your young team.
Well, there's no question about it. Every week is a test, and every week is a challenge, and we look forward to that. And we've had a pretty good week of practice, and we like what we've done, and we're looking forward to the challenge on Friday night.
And now we get a chance to talk with Cheyenne East head coach Chad Goff as the Thunderbirds prepare for the South High Fighting Bison this evening at Oakey Blanchard Sports Complex. Coach, last week we had a nice chat with you after the ball game and some things that you saw on the field in the loss to the Thunder Basin Bulls. So you went back to work this week. Tell me some of the things that you tried to work on to improve this ball club.
A lot of the little things. A lot of little things we didn't do right in that game the other night. Just the fundamentals. Catching the ball, blocking with the right shoulder. Worked a lot on special teams. They need to chime in a little bit more in those games and make some bigger plays. And so we just kind of really focused on a lot of the little things this week.
One of the things, too, that we discussed about your team and we forget that you graduated a lot of seniors last year. Now, again, that's no excuse, but you do have a lot of underclassmen playing this season for you.
Yeah, a lot of kids they played a ton of JV and sophomore games last year, and they're getting used to the speed of the varsity game. And that speed the other night was pretty fast when you're going against a no-huddle squad. And, they did some good things against it at times, and they still struggled at times. And so, yeah, the youth is getting better and getting more used to it.
As you prepare for the South High Fighting Bison, and they have run into some struggles here, and again, to their credit, they've taken on the likes of Natrona, Thunder Basin, and most recently Casper Kelly Walsh, where they actually got the ball in the end zone a couple of times. These are the teams that on paper you should win, but you never turn your back on them.
Yeah, tell that to the game in 2016. It was a bad day for us, but one of the best days for our program as far as understanding. Stats don't really mean anything. What people say doesn't mean anything. Records don't really mean anything. There's a reason you play the game. It's to find out the result. And so we've really pushed that into their heads this week, and they've had a good week of practice.
6-1 in their short existence. Cheyenne East is against the South High Fighting Bison, two different coaches. Tell us a little bit about what you expect Coach Gallas to show you offensively this weekend.
Time of possession, trying to get us to jump off sides. They're just going to hand that dive off and have that quarterback keep it and maybe pitch it once in a while, but they're going to try to lull you to sleep and then try to throw one over the top on you. And you just got to play smart, disciplined defense against them. Also, too, you flip it over on the other side of the football as well. And Coach Gallas is going through a little bit of the growing pains as Cheyenne East is. He graduated a lot of seniors last year. He's also young on both sides of the football. Yeah. That's just, I guess, the process of high school football, is getting those young kids in there and getting them reps. And then you can see when you watch their film, they get better on both sides of the ball each week. And so you can't go in there expecting it's going to be a walkthrough type game like it's been in the past where kids have kind of went in with that attitude. And so you just hope you show up and you play at your level and you see what happens from there.
And final thought, last week with the loss at Thunder Basin, and again, it's only one loss during the football season, does that give your team a wake-up call? And again, like I said, Coach, you've been at this for a long time. I know you don't go into panic mode, but what is the expression to the team this week? We got that one loss. We can't lose anymore. What was the message?
We just talked a lot about attitude and effort and playing within the system and not trying to do too much, but do what you're asked to do. Not being babies when things happen. You just got to bounce. You got to flip that adversity, and you got to keep playing. And I thought for the most part in the Thunder Basin, we did keep playing. There was just so many little things that added up to such a big deficit for us.
The Plastic Reconstructive and Hand Surgery Clinic at Cheyenne Regional Medical Group is excited to welcome plastic surgeons, Drs. Bill Wyatt and Joe Luby, to our team. Both doctors are board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeons with special training to diagnose and surgically treat problems of the hand, wrist, and forearm, in addition to providing plastic and reconstructive surgery. If you are considering plastic or hand surgery, contact us at 307-638-8987 to discuss our surgical options. Now accepting Medicare, Medicaid, TRICARE, and UHC.
You love the Lennox difference, from collision repair to minor nicks and dents. Certified quality you can trust. Nobody cares about your car more than us. Lennox Auto Body, we do what we say. We fix it right and get you on your way. No shortcuts, no compromise. Lennox Auto Body. No shortcuts, no compromise.
Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue and the Detail Center at 617 East Pershing Boulevard, Cheyenne. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be sunny with highs around 87 and winds out of the west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Then for tonight, it'll be clear skies with lows around 52. On Friday, it'll be sunny with highs around 84. And on Friday night, it'll be clear skies with lows around 50.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
Trio Cast to open up our program today. Thank you again to Mark Puev, South AD, head coach Dan Gallas at Cheyenne South, and of course Cheyenne East head coach Chad Goff joining us here in hour number 1. Hour number 2, we will be joined by East Golf coach. That would be Paul Hartigan, as we are gearing up for the state golf tournament, which will be here in town beginning tomorrow. It's practice rounds today, but we'll get more in depth with Pablo on that when we come up. Rockies and the Diamondbacks at Coors right now, getting interesting for the Rocks especially. They got the bags juiced, nobody out. They lead 5-3 over the Diamondbacks. You have to shake your head. I know you don't like the Rockies, and that's fine. But let's be real. Giants are out of it. Do you want the Dodgers to win the pennant? Do you want the Diamondbacks to win the pennant?
If anything, I'd rather have, again, in an ideal world, especially with the Giants out of it, I got to go Arizona. I would have to pick Arizona because, again, L.A., I don't like anything L.A. does. Rockies, again, they are that number 2 rival. It's for me, again, being out in this area, never was a Rockies fan, never enjoyed the team. Again, being out here amongst the Rockies fans, it developed into that own little rivalry that I have. So, again, that's why Broncos, everything else, again, it being in this locale has developed those interesting rivalries just for me regarding these teams. Again, it is history in the making with the Rockies. Hey, that's good and fine and dandy. They probably will. I think at this point, there's really nothing showing. Again, I think Rockies at this point in time are showing that they are firing on all cylinders. Bullpen, again, you don't know if they're going to be good, bad. It's really a gamble. But right now, that offense, and especially where they're taking advantage of what we saw years ago with the Giants, where they were pulling out these come-from-behind wins, those walk-off victories, again, in crucial times, getting that monster W. The Rockies are doing that right now, and again, in those crucial times where, hey, Dodgers are breathing, at least on their necks, Diamondbacks are still within it, especially when you do have a series currently going underway with them. But, I mean, again, yeah, sure, Rockies, get your one. Took you 25 years to finally get it, but Dodgers, I can't see them anymore. And again, I think with the NL wild card, again, you're going to see 2 Central teams. I wholeheartly believe you're going to see 2 Central teams take that wild card. I don't think anybody's
going to doubt you. You might even see 3.
Yeah. So right now,
guess who the Dodgers have? They got the Cardinals at Busch.
Yeah. And again, both teams obviously hungry to at least keep their playoff lives at least up there. Again, obviously trying to get within the Cardinals, who do control the wild card. Hey, also too, you're following the Rockies to take over that division. Again, interesting baseball being played right now in the West. And again, as I've been saying for many, many weeks now, this is going to come down, at least this West is going to come down to game 162. I would not doubt in my mind we have a 163 game playoff.
Well, the Rockies, after this contest with the Diamondbacks, correct me if I'm wrong, they embark on a road trip where they go to San Francisco. But they catch a Giants team right now that just basically sucks.
Yeah, but it's a Giants team that could easily rebound against them and going, hey, let's sweep those across.
Giants haven't played well against the Rockies all season.
Because, again, all they're doing is playing the rookie team. They're bringing up those folks from Sacramento, again, testing out of who's going to be a part of the squad next year. I didn't anticipate much. More so what you read in with the Giants is that offense, or at least that young core where you kind of poo-pooed, oh, we don't need draft picks. The Giants desperately need some draft picks. They need some younger talent that they gave away most of it in trades. Zach Wheeler, again, one of highly touted pitchers in the farm system that moved on to the Mets
years ago.
Yeah, but again, all this tells me of what we're seeing right now is that this youth core for the Giants that is playing right now, that was a part of Sacramento or Richmond or wherever they were, it's not good. It's really not good of what this is the future holds for the Giants, especially in their farm system. It is not a pretty sight. And you might as well, here in garbage, it's a garbage season, test them out, see who could possibly be that dime in the rough, and the rest you deal with.
Well, I have a feeling the Rockies are going to smoke them in San Francisco.
I think the Giants. I think the Giants get at least one win. They get back.
Oh, well, that's all right. You know, if the Rockies go on the road, I'd be happy with a 5-4 stretch on the road, especially when they go to L.A. as well as Arizona. And that's what they need on that road trip. Rockies did get Ian Desmond to walk in a run as Desi took a ball 4, and now the Rockies lead 6-3 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. I have something here that came in my email today, and we've had some really good chats. I call him Steinbrenner of the West.
I was going to say, we might want to save a good majority of this when we probably bring him in. I'm thinking next week, since we just got past this along.
Talking about Steinbrenner of the West?
Yeah. Well, him and then also to Coach Breen. Because, again, we're getting closer. Their skills camp is coming up again. Regular season is almost here for Cheyenne Stampede.
But they launched it today, though.
Well, they launched this.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to just read the note.
They haven't launched anything other than what you're about.
Yeah, and real quick, I just wanted to just throw this out here because they're going to need our help. Because, obviously, the city of Cheyenne has kind of turned their back on them. And I'm sorry, you and I had lunch today.
We'll let Mark at least talk about that in detail.
But you and me had lunch today, and we were talking about things that go on in the city. You were born and raised here.
Unfortunately.
And I moved here in 86, and I see things, and we had long discussions here in our bullpen today about the downtown area, because I know we lost another restaurant or eating facility downtown.
Yeah, former advertiser, I believe.
And until the city government and the rest of the city gets their heads out of their rear end,
they're not going to again. What we see during the baseball season, what we see with the Caba thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're just putting this city.
Even look what happened as well too with the bare knuckle fights that happened, where it was big revenue, big everything over at the Ice and Event Center, and it didn't work out. We'll go to Mississippi.
You know what we invest in? We invest in garbage. That's what we invest in. So but
you invest in terrible roads.
And here's what I wanted to mention, and again, this is Cheyenne's only franchise that we have.
Yeah. We've had others, but they've gone defunct.
Yeah, and boy, we gave them the moon. Hey, remember American Airlines? We gave them the moon too, and they basically took our money and hasta la vista.
Well, they're back anyways, but I'm talking more so like our indoor. I know the arena football team.
Arena football team, which sucked. So anyway, here's the deal. Mark Lance, again, a guy called him Steinbrenner of the West, the general manager, owner of the Cheyenne Stampede.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think Mark and Tammy are in this to make money, they're not. They're like me in radio. We're not making money. We barely can stand up every morning. The Stampede launched their fundraiser today, and their goal is to reach $25,000 of city support, community support.
Community, yeah, not the city. The city isn't doing anything for them.
Well,
if anything, at least city officials have made their
fans
lives
here in the city. Yeah. Those of you that stream with us worldwide on the web, those of you that are with us on Periscope via Twitter, YouTube, again, just want to pass along this message. And you can help out. Really, you can. The goal is to reach $25,000 to support their youth hockey players following their dream to make it to the collegiate or professional level.
Mm-hmm.
And your funds will be used for travel expenses so they can attend 28 away games. That is costly.
Would be to Dallas, would be to Steamboat Springs, would be out to Ogden, Utah. I forget where the Utah Outliers are, but
don't they have the showcase in Las Vegas in December?
They have that as well, but also up to Casper. Just trying to think of a few other road, Greeley, to name a few. So again, a lot of local road trips, but again, necessary road trips to face off these teams in the Western States Hockey League.
And again, the way it's put here in this note to us, with the new city administration, their contract negotiations were difficult, to say the least. And again, we sat down
figure.
With Mark and talked about this season will be especially difficult on their budget due to the city increasing ice rental cost 30%, along with taking away all income that they recognize from selling advertising at the rink. Remember, there used to be billboards.
The boards on the ice, yeah.
And as many of you know, advertising income is their lifeblood, which take away our advertising, we're toast.
Mm-hmm.
So they must have multiple sources of revenue to break even. So what Mark is asking of us fans of the Stampede, and last year was a really rough year in the Stampede, but we hoping things are going to get a lot better.
Fans still came out and supported.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because hockey is pretty popular here. Anyway, they're looking for a small donation, which is tax deductible, by the way. So, and again, this will help in a long way in helping pay travel expenses for the boys. I'm not going to throw a dollar amount at you. Whatever you want to donate, if you want to go somewhere around the $50 to $100 range, great, terrific. Your contribution can be made to TryW's CheyenneStampede.com/gift. So I'm just throwing that in there right now for you to
we'll let him go into detail when I try
absolutely.
to get him on next week. But again, stuff we've already known, something that Mark has outlined in the State of the Union address, or the State of the Stampede address that he had with a few parents, at least host families, billet families with the Cheyenne Stampede. It's nothing that is new, but it is a very dire situation of what the city has done to this local franchise, especially on the hockey side. Again, a team that does so many good things in the, at least, Cheyenne community. Whether it is donating to, cancer research at the Cheyenne Medical,
Cheyenne Regional Medical
Center. A few others. I do believe that they're volunteering at the upcoming Greek Festival that's happening in Frontier Park. Again, they do a lot of things on their own dime, own time. Again, volunteer work with these kids, and again, the city just goes, we appreciate it. We need more out of you.
Well, they'll say something entirely different than us ragging on them, so I'm not even going to go any further on it. Chuck Nasty with a pinch hit base hit, and 2 runs more for the Rock, so it's 8-3, bottom of the 7th inning. All right, talk a little football here. Quit going, ugh. All right, there are more Rocky fans than you.
And where are they then? They don't show up to those games, apparently.
Looks like a pretty good crowd now that it's getting later in the day.
Oh, they realize, hey, they are actually winning.
You got to realize on a businessman special, because I took you there.
It's not even a businessman special. It is those late night games where I see chunks of chunks.
Goof, I took you there, and we sat there, and remember where we were sitting at.
We
took 3 innings until people started showing up, because that's the way they are. And the guys that were sitting in front of us that time, half of them were liquored up, and I'm glad that we left after them. They left in the 8th inning. We stuck around for the full 9. So, again, another base hit here, so it looks like the Rockies are going to score another one now, 9-3. But anyway, looks like there's a decent crowd on Getaway
I'm just saying, it is no excuse of what this team is doing is just beyond historic. Again, 25 years, this team they're flirting with history of winning their first ever NOS title.
Right.
Obviously, the big thing is to win that World Series championship. I don't think this Rockies team has enough to do that.
I don't think anybody can beat Boston right now. I don't think anybody can beat Boston.
I'm talking more in the National League. I think Cubs they should be the favorite.
I think the Cubs are kind of reeling right now. I wouldn't even put the Cubs up there on top.
I don't deny what Joe Madden can do as a manager. I think he knows how to get that team in the right direction.
Atlanta might be the Colorado Rockies of a few years ago. This is a team of a lot of youth that has come together this year, and they are walking away with the East right now. So you got Atlanta.
And that's, again, we kind of anticipated that. Philly was going to trail off. Washington pretty much threw up their hands in the air going, there's next season. Let's figure out who's going to stay a part of this ball club. But, again,
watch out, Manny Machado in the offseason.
We'll see. Again, if the Dodgers don't make the playoffs, which is a legitimate possibility, yes, I can see Machado going, I know those folks over there in Philadelphia. I'll join them. It is a young team. It's a young core that is developing, that has that, again, was shocking, at least Major League Baseball this season, flirting with playoff contention. Possibly. If the Dodgers make the playoffs, they make it far. I say, again, when that trade happened, I think he stays with L.A.
I don't think so. With Atlanta right now winning in the East, I think they're going to maintain that lead. They are for real. They got good pitching. DJ LeMahieu got a base hit, and the Rockies score again, so it's now 10-3.
What are you going to do, a play-by-play for the whole day?
No, I'm just keeping.
We got other things to talk about.
I've got the MLB Network. I'm watching it. I'm glad I can stream it here.
Good for you.
I know we got some other
Hopefully
things.
Hopefully that audio doesn't play on that thing.
No, it's not going to play. Anyway, so looking at the NL Central right now, getting really interesting with the Brewers and the Cubs. Are the Cubs melting down? Don't know.
I really don't think so. Again, this is a team that 2 years removed.
Brewers took 2 out of 3. They're at Chicago from them.
All right.
They're only a game ahead now.
Rockies lost a few contests to the San Diego Padres. I don't know what you're trying to tell me. It's baseball. You lose some, you win some. Again, there's no team that's going to go perfect 162. You're going to lose some contests and shake your head of going, we shouldn't have lost those, especially those key matchups. Guess what? You do. It happens. And you have to pull yourself back up from those contests. Again, I don't think the Cubs are in dire needs. I don't think any Cubs fan in Chicago is running around going, oh, no, the world's on, the sky's collapsing out here in Chicago. I really doubt it. This is a team that is 2 years removed from winning the World Series behind a great manager, Joe Madden. They still have key pieces, a little bit injuries, but other than that, though, this is a Cubs team. Been there, did it, done it. They know how to recover. I think they're going to, at the end, win that NL Central.
I don't think the Cubs.
You were talking about go back to last week where you're going, oh, the Brewers have no shot. They're collapsing right now.
Well, and again, then they played the Giants, and then all of a sudden they got healthy.
Yes,
but here's the deal, though. With the Cubs, they're just not the team of 2 years ago either. They're okay. Then they did get some good pieces in there. I just don't think they're going to go far in the playoffs. I think the Brewers might go farther.
If that's what okay is, and they're leading the NL Central, they have a pretty decent record. They've been in control of that NL Central for quite some time. I'll take that okay team any day.
Okay. Well, and again, Brewers and Cardinals. Cardinals still kind of determining that they're going to have that last playoff berth, so the Dodgers battling them for that second playoff spot. Congratulations to the Boston Red Sox over on the American League side. They
Is it a congratulations, or we all knew it was
they picked up win number 100 last night.
Yeah.
So
again, nothing new. This is what we're anticipating for this team is, will they break that season win record?
No, they're not going to do that. But here's the deal too. The Yankees lost last night, so things are getting interesting for the wild card as well. So the Yankees lose, and the A's are getting healthy because they're playing the Baltimore Orioles, who lost for the 104th time last night.
No surprise.
Yankees are 90-56 as they hold down the number one wild card spot. The swinging A's 89-57. So they're 3 behind Houston in the AL West, 1 behind the Yankees for that.
And obviously,
I want to get that top wild card.
As I say, if you're Oakland, you're not even focused on the wild card. Obviously, it's, hey, we still have a shot to win the AL West. Let's get that guarantee. Let's not have to play that play-in game, quote-unquote, of at least that wild card contest. Hey, we still have a shot at upending the Houston Astros. Why not? I don't think the A's right now are settling or at least scoreboard watching for the New York Yankees. I think this is a team that's more focused on, let's win the West. Let's win that division.
Well,
we can do this.
It's interesting.
They flirted with it. They've led it at one point in time. They've taken over where Houston has been dominant for 2 years of at least that division, and they finally tied them. They took it over.
The Yankees are showing me without Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton is not the answer. Andrew McCutchen is not the answer.
He adds
a new dimension. Yeah, he has some power, and he's still pretty decent.
I don't put the weight of the New York Yankees on Aaron Judge, though. I think this is a team in and out, all around, whether it is pitching, and again, some players, whether it is a Giancarlo Stanton, whoever that you do have, again, the new addition of Andrew McCutchen. I don't think Aaron Judge is the major reason why they've won 90 games this year. He certainly have helped, but I don't think he's that key piece. This is a team front to back.
I think he's
that is
more
very
consistent
dangerous.
of those three that we mentioned right there. Even McCutcheon with his days in the Giants, so you could tell his loss is being felt right now by the Yankees. But again,
I think they're loaded where they can deal with him missing or whoever missing a part of that team. They have a lot. They went aggressive in the offseason, trade deadlines. It's a team that's pretty well stacked, and I think it's a team that could. Could they upset the Boston Red Sox in the American League? Possibly.
No.
Maybe.
No.
I don't know.
No,
we'll see.
I mean, the Red
we've
Sox,
seen weirder things before.
I know, but the Red Sox
we see teams like Boston who have those 100 wins and they don't even make it past the divisional round. We've seen it many a time. It could absolutely happen.
Boy,
you've seen those scrappy wild card
teams. If the Red
teams.
Sox are not in the World Series this year, then something's seriously wrong.
I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen those scrappy wild card teams who up in those again. We've seen it with the Giants.
I know, but Cleveland's got the pitching, and you would expect them possibly to be there.
Cleveland, I write off. I really don't. In every team, if the playoffs start right now, Cleveland is that one team I go, no, you do not have a shot. I don't believe Cleveland is cruised to winning the AL Central. I don't think it's a team that's ready for any of this upper echelon competition. I really don't. If I had to eliminate one team or not have full belief in, it's the Indians. I think they're done. They get in divisional series, they're out. It's as simple as that.
Well, and again, the A's, they're coming in. They have really been one of the best teams in the second half after the
probably
All-Star
one of the, again, best comebacks, at least turnarounds this entire season. Again, credit to Bob Melvin. I would assume he's going to be entertained for manager of the year. And I think he should win
either him or Davey Martinez over in Boston. I think those two right there are front and center for manager of the year. AJ Hinch, you can't turn your back on him as well. But again, those two guys right there.
But again, you got to go off. You got to go off of those MLB writers and those voters of what do they think. Again, go back to the NL MVP last year. What I told you and everyone else, it's going to be Giancarlo Stanton because again, what made news? What made front page? What made ESPN?
Home runs.
It was the amount of home runs. Something tells me that. And see, that's tough because, again, what has made big news this year has been the Boston Red Sox. Do they get that advantage? Or what has been the bigger story, or at least the more impressive story of a team turning it around where they were pretty much dead last in the AL West beginning of the season and turn it around to now they're flirting with winning this thing.
As opposed to the MVP, usually the writers will probably
Who knows what the Riders will do?
Well, Bob Melvin's done a marvelous job. But again, Davey Martinez has taken over in Boston. 100 wins, you can't poo-poo that. You can't poo-poo the job that A.J. Hinch has done, again, with the Houston Astros and Bob Melvin. So right there, and you throw in Boone, who took over for Girardi with the Yankees, and you can't toss that out the window either. So again, you got 4 quality candidates for Manager of the Year over in the American League. We got to move on here because coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, we still have to do our pro picks. We were supposed to do that here, and we got into a
well, you want to get play-by-play details on the Rockies, so.
Well, because that's an exciting big inning for the Rockies as they are now kicking some serious
let's get
Arizona
to the top of the hour.
All right, we're going to get to the top of the hour. When we come back in just a little bit, we will talk with East High Golf Coach Paul Hartigan. State Golf Tournament on tap for tomorrow. We're back after these words right here on 1480 K-Ray.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local. It's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And welcome to hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk today. Again, we thank all of our wonderful sponsors that join us here on Wyoming Sports Talk today. First, we want to thank the likes of Taco John's of Cheyenne. Again, if you are looking for something on the way home tonight, 6-pack and a pound night at Taco John's. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service, their hail of a sale going on right now on Highway 30. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Del Range. Ray and Cindy's place with 2 convenient drive-thrus. Oh, by the way, how about, grabbing some Chick-fil-A for dinner tonight as well? That sounds good, too.
Good. You can do that.
I will. Do you want me to?
You better.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
You're paying for it. Good. All right.
No.
Chick-fil-A, corner of Windmill and Delaware Range, right across from Menards. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. Again, I want to say thanks to my great friends over there, Greg and A.J. Miller. And always thank you for the nice job they did with you when you bought your first car over there. And again, they have some great folks over there going to take good care of you. The 18's got to go. 19s are on the way. Platte Valley Bank ×2, Vanda High Avenue, and, of course, at the corner of College and Pershing on the east side. Medicap Pharmacy, same location as always. Catch Gene and his great staff right there on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Lennox Auto Body ×2. 2 locations, yes, to get your vehicle taken care of. The Auto and Truck Repair Center on Dunn Avenue. The Auto Glass and Detail Center can be found on Pershing Boulevard. First Tier Bank at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday. And, of course, Mondello's Pizzeria directly across the street at 1507 Stillwater Avenue. Sweet D in the Greenway Commons Delicious Paisan Cuisine, 7 days a week. Mars Plumbing Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue. And, yes, Pepsi of Cheyenne, great sponsors of our scoreboard for many, many years, whether it's Wyoming Sports Talk today or it's high school football and hoops or LCCC, men's and women's hoops, as we will be back for a second season. Speaking of LCCC, scoreboard update from Nick.
LCCC in action with men and women's soccer. We'll start on the men's side as they were over at Cheyenne East High School competing against Western Wyoming Community College. That was a 3-1 victory for the men, and they are now 2-2 overall on this early season. For the women, they got underway just after that game wrapped up, and they won as well over Western Wyoming Community College 3-1. They are 3-4 overall on this season. As he mentioned, or at least we've been mentioning for quite some time, again, high school football action coming up this Friday with 1480 K-Ray. We will be over at Cheyenne East, seeing the East High Thunderbirds take on the Cheyenne South Fighting Bison. That game will get underway at 6 o'clock. Pre-game about 5:20-ish, so you can tune in to 1480 AM, 101.1 FM on the radio dial here in the Cheyenne area. Also, too, we are web streaming that audio on 1480kray.com and video live streaming on Periscope and the 1480K-Ray YouTube channel. So 5 different ways to tune in to see East versus South, that crosstown, I would say, rivalry. Again, it's...
You add it to the list of rivalries now.
Absolutely. So, again, it's going to be a big contest. It's, again, 2 teams coming off of losses that are looking to rebound and get a victory coming up this Friday.
All right, Major League Baseball, they moved to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Rockies right now pounding the Diamondbacks. Score is 10-3. Rockies on top of the Diamondbacks. As they headed into play this afternoon, the Rockies holding on to it looks like a 2.5 game lead over the Diamondbacks, and of course over the Dodgers they are leading by a game and a half. And again, the Dodgers will be in action later on. We'll get to that in just a bit. Again, bottom of the 8th inning, Rockies 10, Diamondbacks 3. Cubs are leading the Nationals 3-2 right now at Nats Park. They have moved to the bottom of the 6th inning in Washington. Final out of New York, game 1 of their double dip. It's the Mets defeated the Marlins 4-3. They will get underway here. Matter of fact, it looks like they bumped up that time. They should be getting underway here in about 10 minutes with game 2. Blue Jays and the Bo Sox tonight at Fenway. The Athletics looking for the sweep at Oriole Park at Camden Yards against the O's, who have lost 104 games this year. 41-104. Hard to believe a franchise like Baltimore really struggling this bad this year. Dodgers and the Cardinals at Busch later on today. Twins and the Royals, they'll get together at Kauffman Stadium. In the late night game, we'll have the M's and the Halos at Angel Stadium of Anaheim. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
This is the Pepsi that's got a
and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. They have a 16-month CD at an annual percentage yield of 2.33% and a 27-month CD at an APY of 2.74%. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be sunny with highs around 87 and winds out of the west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Then for tonight, it'll be clear skies with lows around 52. On Friday, it'll be sunny with highs around 84. And on Friday night, it'll be clear skies with lows around 50.
Here, the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. We put out the bat signal to one Paul Hartigan to join us here on Wyoming Sports Talk Today. I guess the number that we were trying to reach him on was not the number, so or it wasn't working for us. So I guess we do have him on the line, as he called him. Nick sent out the bat signal, and Paul said, "Hey, I'll call you guys." So we want to welcome on Cheyenne East golf coach Paul Hartigan. Paul, how you doing?
Hey, good. We're out on the course right now with our team, just playing a practice round, just getting the course one more time before we get out and get going after it tomorrow.
Well, and you know, of course, you're at the airport golf course, and Mike Lepore, the head coach of Cheyenne Central, he has his squad out there, and there's some members of Cheyenne South that are going to be out there participating as well. But tell us real quick how, since we haven't had any rain in a while, how's the course playing?
It's fast and firm. It really is. We're just playing myself, and I'm playing with one of our players, Brody Klein, and one of our girls, Michelle Weatherly, and we're picking up some mud on the balls off of the tee shots. But up around the green, those greens are fast and firm right now. So it's going to be a little bit challenging. You know, if there's no wind, I think since we're playing pretty early in the morning, Blake Danny's our first tee time at 8 o'clock. And Brody's our last tee time at 9:10, so they're about an hour apart. They're going to get a chance to play without much wind, I think, in the morning, which will be a good thing, I think. But and it's a little bit wet in the morning. You know, if they put some water on it tonight, it should be a little bit wetter, and the greens might be a little more receptive. But it's fast and firm right now. For sure.
And, of course, you get that late summer, fall dew in the morning as well, so kind of helps out the greens a little bit as well. So real quick here, Paul, as you're talking about the kids teeing off tomorrow, and again with the tournament going into or the state tournament going into Saturday, looking at the weather forecast, we don't see anything in the way of moisture for the next couple of days, so and again, this is the perfect time of year, especially for our Linksters to get out there and participate. But you couldn't ask for a great, a great 3 days of golf, especially at the airport golf course.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is gorgeous. It's the wind's up just a touch right now, but it's still not. I mean, even compared to what we played we've been out here all week, and it was a little windier, I think, yesterday afternoon than it is right now. So, but it's hot. There's no doubt about it. These kids are going to have to stay hydrated, and they're going to have to be eating on the course, which they all do a really good job. Some of the bags, you pick up a high school kid's golf bag, and I swear to God, it weighs 40 extra pounds just because of snacks and unlimited supplies of golf balls. It seems like, yeah, it's kind of a funny thing. So.
Hopefully, some good snacks, nothing anything terrible that might slow them down. But just talk about, again, as we mentioned with the state tournament being here over at the airport golf club, at least golf course. But what does that mean, though, being able to play here in the city of Cheyenne, having that opportunity to play, don't have to travel across the state? And again, this is a golf course that these, at least your players and also too from Central and South, should be very familiar with. But just talk about the advantage of playing at home.
Oh, yeah, it is. You know, they talk about home court advantage and home field advantage on different sports here and there, but I think golf, without a doubt. I don't know, a number of years back when Quentin Pope and Stephen Gramfrey and Logan Harrison were three of our studs, we had the state tournament up in Casper at the Three Crowns. And if you don't know Three Crowns, like we didn't know Three Crowns, we got a practice round the day before. And that's just, playing 18 holes on a course. I'm not saying it doesn't benefit the kids, because it definitely does. But, there's certain intricacies that these courses have. And just being able to be out here every day for the last couple of weeks, I think it will be a little bit of an advantage for us. There's no doubt. But it also, it does give Central plays out here every night of the week. This is their home course. This is where they practice. We're down at Prairie View most of the time, but like we have been out the last couple weeks playing out here, so we're prepared. I think we're going to be good to go. I think it's going to be challenging, but I think we'll have a really good advantage. I think just because we've been out here for the last couple weeks.
How are we doing on? You gave us a note earlier, at least a few weeks ago, about needing volunteers for the state tournament. Are we still looking for scorers and markers out there for the state tournament, or are we kind of set in stone? Or if we are still looking for volunteers, how do folks who want to become a volunteer for the state tournament?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that. I think we're pretty good on the markers and scores. We have a meeting tonight at 6:30 out at the airport golf course. Coach Lepore from Central is, and I'll be there at the meeting as well. But we are asking all the people that are scoring or have registered or signed up to score to come out tonight at 6:30. We're going to go over their job, their role as a marker and a scorekeeper for our tournament, the state tournament this weekend. But if there's anyone listening that would love to come out, and we'd rather have more markers than not enough markers. We're going to try to do the online scoring, the live online scoring. And if we have a marker in every group, that's something that we're going to be able to do. And parents and anyone in the world is going to be able to go live and check out on this Golf Genius app how the 4A state championship here at Airport Golf Course is coming along. And we're going to ask the marketers, I believe, to go after every hole. They're going to record their group score on the Golf Genius app, and it'll automatically update and refresh just like that. And that's almost like the PGA Tour a little bit. So it's going to be really nice. So.
Paul, and I was thinking, with Mike and Eric out there, the head coach for Cheyenne South, I was going to ask you, and I think of the professionals when they're on tour, and they rely heavily on their caddies. You as the coach, do you get that opportunity to, and we'll use Blake Danny as an example, do you get that opportunity to discuss with Tim? He's, 250 yards out on number 13, and he's consulting with you. Should I fly it? What, do you offer that type of insight, or are these guys on their own in the state tournament?
It just somewhat recently, and when I say recently, I'm going back maybe 5 or 6 years, the Wyoming High School Activities Association instituted that coaches can coach. It used to be where we'd literally sit in a clubhouse. We'd stand around 9 green, go to 10 tee box. That was about the one time throughout a round we were able to make contact with kids, find out how they're doing. Right now, if I want to, I can go out with Blake. As a matter of fact, last year in Evanston, when he won the state championship as a junior, I followed him. I followed all 18 holes that second day, and I got firsthand. I got to watch every shot. It's funny. You'd say Blake would be 250 out on 13, and I was going to say probably more like 195 or something like that. But he's hitting it pretty good right now. It's pretty nice that we do get that opportunity. So both Coach Oswald and myself will be out on the course, being able to help both the boys and the girls. Anytime they ask, a lot of the time we don't offer the advice. If they ask us, then we're more than willing to give our 2 cents and what we think might be best for them.
Now let me go to the chalk talk part with you and your team. And again, Mike's doing that, and Eric's doing it with his youngsters as well that are participating in the state tournament. You size up all 18 holes at the airport, and you and me know as you're playing on the front side, a little more compact, and you you can't really, so to speak, let it all out. On the backside, you can. Holes 10 through 18. So when you are sitting there, do you go through each individual hole with these guys and kind of give them a little advice on, hey, this is the way I think we should attack it, or you let the kids just go out there and hit the ball?
Well, again, like a lot of the times, we won't say much to them unless they ask us. But I think more and more with us being out on the course as coaches and them getting more accustomed to seeing us out on the course, they do ask us. I think, kids aren't afraid to come up to us and get some advice. So, yeah, what's funny, out here at Airport, there's one miss on almost all 18 holes out here that we've talked to our kids over the last couple of weeks. You can't be long. You can't be long. You can't be long. We just continue to smash that into their heads because every hole out here, long is dead. You have trees and nothing but trouble long. If you end up hitting a shot a little short of the green, you're always able to get up and down. You have a chance to get up and down. So yeah, that's something that we've been preaching for the last couple of weeks, and we did the same thing last spring when we played conference out here. We did a little book for them, hole by hole, where we shared the information with each kid, and on every single hole we put shorts better than long, shorts better than long. So yeah, it's something that we definitely do.
Eliminate East, South, and Central out of this tournament right now. Who would be the team that you definitely want to watch out for?
Kelly Walsh. Yeah, they
are a powerhouse year in, year out, aren't they, Paul?
They are. Yeah, and Natrona's a good team too. They have a couple. Natrona has a couple really good, solid young golfers. But I would say number one, our tournament competition. It's going to be Kelly Walsh and East and Evanston and Natrona and Central. There's 5 or 6 teams that can battle it out. And the state tournament, it's a different breed, man. When the flags go up at the state tournament, hands get a little shaky, and it's a different breed. Playing in a tournament like we did in Laramie last week, I'm not saying the kids aren't nervous, because I'm sure they have those nerves at pretty much every tournament. But I think state is just a little bit different ball game for them. So, I'd say Kelly Walsh, without a doubt. They're the team that last year we lost in a team playoff to them. We tied after 36 holes, and they're returning 3 other 5 starters from that team last year. So they're definitely going to be tough competition for us this week. Yep.
Do you expect the winner, the medalist, so to speak, on the boys' side to be under par in this 2-day tournament, or what would you predict the winning score again? Par 70 out at the Airport Golf Course.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it's not under 140. But if a kid, I think depending upon what they do with pin placements, depending upon where they put tees, there's a couple tees where they can move the tees back a little bit on 3. I don't think they'll go all the way back where they play it in the Wyoming Open, but there's the tees on 7, that par 4 or the par 3 on the front, that if they move them back there, it becomes, instead of a 185 shot, it becomes a 225 shot. The tees on 16 can be pushed way back. So, it's I would say that I do think that it might be an under par score to win the individual medal, but I think if I were a high school golfer, I'd take 140. I think right now I'd take even par, and I think it might be pretty close to being a winner. Yep.
Well, Paul, we wish you all the best. And again,
sounds like some fun golf to go out and watch. Again, starting up tomorrow, tee times begin at 8 a.m. and again also starting up 8 a.m. as well too on Saturday in the state tournament over at the Airport Golf Club. At least I want to ask you, Paul, spectators, are they welcome out to watch these student athletes, parents, maybe golf enthusiasts? Can people come out and watch the state tournament this weekend?
Yes, they can. That's another good thing that the Activities Association has done for us. When I started coaching, parents stayed around the clubhouse. They were out there with binoculars. It was kind of an odd thing that a parent couldn't be out on the course watching their son. But parents, spectators, anyone that's into golf that wants to see a lot of good boys and girls golf, we'd love to have them come out and watch. We have a spectator, we call it the spectator control table, that Coach Oswald, myself, and Coach Hagen, Coach Brundage from South, we're going to be in charge. And if you want to come out, you have to come up to the pro shop, get a spectator badge, And there are some rules that spectators have to follow. They can't have, they can say nice shot. But they can't, offer advice and stuff like that. There are some rules to it, but we would encourage anyone that wants to see some good golf to come out and watch this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, all the best to your team, Cheyenne East. Again, to Mike's team, Cheyenne Central, and of course Eric with his contingent of Cheyenne South golfers out at the airport golf course. And you couldn't ask for better weather to have the state tournament this weekend. Paul Hartigan, we want to thank you so much for joining us today on Wyoming Sports Talk today.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Larry.
You bet. All right, and for 24-hour time, looking forward to more good things happening this weekend. I mean, again, we got the golf tournament here. We got East in town taking on Cheyenne South. We got Cowboy football this Saturday over in Laramie. It's going to be a great weekend just to get out and do things.
There's no excuse why you can't go out and watch something.
You don't need to be shut in all weekend long, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, go see some high school football action coming up this Friday. Again, Friday, it started early in the morning, 8 a.m., again, with the state tournament, at least boys and girls golf getting underway. And, again, across the hill in Laramie with Wyoming versus Wofford on Saturday. So, no reason.
I also forgot.
What?
At Bronco Stadium at Mile High. The Raiders and the Broncos. Hey, you want to talk about a storied rivalry? Again, both these teams coming back in the old AFL days, and when the Broncos it goes back not to Red Miller, but prior to him, Johnny Ralston, as he started turning the franchise around. Then Red Miller came in. This became the heated rivalry that it is.
Yeah, it always will be. Again, you're talking Giants, Dodgers in baseball. This is that one where it can get ugly in those stands at some point in time. Again, it is that heated of a rivalry, whether it is going out to Denver and going out to Oakland. It's an interesting sight to see. So
I'm sure Denver fans are going to be very happy when they move to Las Vegas so they don't have to go to the Black Hole anymore in the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a time out. We come back. Speaking of football, we are going to talk a little football when we come back, and we have more Wyoming Sports Talk today after these words right here. Oh, one other thing I want to mention before we go to the break.
What now?
Rockies have won. They beat the Diamondbacks today, so congratulations to the Colorado Rockies. And I'm looking right here, 10-3 the final score as of now. And before the Dodgers play the Cardinals this evening, and that's at Busch, and they'll get underway at 5:15. Rockies lead the Dodgers by 2. They are now 4.5 ahead of the Diamondbacks, as the Rockies will now embark on a 9-game road trip.
Still not writing off those two teams, though. Again, there's still plenty of baseball left.
But needing a break from the Cardinals tonight. How bad do the Cardinals want to get in the playoffs? They got the Dodgers at Busch coming up later on. Clayton Kershaw's getting the call, by the way, for L.A.
Let's get to the break.
We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back after these words right here on 1480 K-Ray.
Your locally owned and operated radio stations, KYOI-FM and 1480 K-Ray AM, are just that, local. Serving Cheyenne and Laramie County, where your advertising dollar stays local, too. It doesn't end up in Colorado, Oklahoma, New Hampshire, or even New York. We conduct business here. We shop here, and we live here. And we support our entire community 24/7, 365. Just because it has a window dressing doesn't mean it isn't a facade. A reminder from KYOI and 1480 K-Ray.
The next time you have a craving for authentic Mexican cuisine, visit Hacienda Guadalajara at 317 East Lincoln Way. Locally owned and operated, they serve their dishes with family tried and true recipes, with the freshest of ingredients, made to order. Start off your meal with their complimentary chips, salsa, and bean dip. And if you're feeling adventurous, enjoy your favorite margarita or cerveza. Hacienda Guadalajara, where the spice is always nice.
Did you know High West Energy has been serving residents of Laramie County for 75 years? Based in Pine Bluffs, High West Energy is an electric co-op proudly serving 10,000 customers in 3 states, including 20 subdivisions surrounding Cheyenne and F.E. Warren Air Force Base. We're owned by our customers who share in the profits and have a voice in ensuring that we maintain high standards while keeping electricity costs low. Keeping energy affordable for 75 years. HighWestEnergy.com.
A Touchstone Energy partner.
Due to our stormy season this summer, Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service is offering you a hail of a deal on a wide variety of travel trailers, including toy haulers. Get up to an additional 50% off MSRP on Jolly Rogers' already low prices. Check out their new and used inventory. Damaged or not, you can still travel in style.
Call Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service today, your exclusive Jayco dealer, at 634-8457. See them at 6102 U.S. Highway 30 or go to jollyrogersrv.com.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Unlike the pick'ems that we have, going through the entire NFL season, Nick,
I'm not going to bore people with all that.
No, we've gone through and selected 5 games. So last week we both went 3-1-1. Not bad for opening week.
Not bad for you. I do pretty well. Again, off of last season, I was well.
I love to smack you one. I'm going to smack you around the studio, and when you pull that plug out of Twitter.
You couldn't even smack. You couldn't even smack the air around you. So
I am going to smack you around the studio when we're done.
Yeah,
anyway.
Doubt it.
Well,
the fragile man that you are. Please,
you just lost the dinner. It's gone.
I don't need your dinner. I don't need.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
all right.
I can handle myself without you.
All right, there you go. You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. So no food for you.
I'll
don't go through buffet line. You break me.
All right. Please, you break any buffet line.
All right, let's talk.
I'll edit out all that, at least that last part. Anyways, yes, we'll go into week 2 picks. What? Again, what are you going to do about it? Again, week 2 picks, as we do at least this season around. Again, we will choose from both NCAA football and NFL football. Again, 5 games of my choosing of what are interesting, maybe interesting lines, games of note. Again, it does not matter of how many NCAA, NFL. Again, it's just 5 games in total, and we will start, as we mentioned. Again, we are both tied at 3-1-1 with our picks. So we'll start with game number 1. It will happen on Saturday with number 17 Boise State. They are 2-0 on the season. At number 24 Oklahoma State, they are 2-0 as well. This will be at Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater, Oklahoma. 1:30 kickoff time on ESPN. The Cowboys, the Pokes of Oklahoma State, they're a 2.5-point favorite in this contest. Now, with the college games, unlike the NFL games, what I do is I have little factoids to maybe swing your decision, my decision, anyone who's playing along at home, their decision as well. Now, for this game between Boise State and Oklahoma State, this will be the first game played between Boise State and Oklahoma State. Now, Boise State is 13-16 all-time against ranked opponents, though they have won 3 of its last 4 such contests. Saturday's game against Oklahoma State will be the Broncos' first regular season matchup against a school from the Big 12. The Broncos are 2-1 against the league, with each game coming in a postseason bowl. Again, like I said, Oklahoma State, 2.5-point favorite in Stillwater, Oklahoma. I'll go first on this one. I say the Broncs of Boise State get the road victory. I think Boise State is going to be that team that flirts with perfection this year, going through the Mountain West. I really do, and I think they take care of business in Stillwater coming up this Saturday.
I struggled on this one a little bit, and the reason why I struggled with it, again, both teams are ranked, number 24 Oklahoma State, 17 for Boise State. Now, if this was on the Smurf turf, this would be a no-brainer. But Oklahoma State has that tendency every year to knock off a big boy. They do that every year.
They have a tendency to also to lose on their home, at least when,
I understand that.
When they're not supposed to lose.
Well, anyway, they're at Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater. I'm going to go with the Cowboys to cover the 2.5-point.
So you'll go with.
I'm going to go with the favorite in this one. They will cover.
You'll go with the Oklahoma State. I'll go with Boise State.
Like I said, if Boise was on the Smurf turf, this would have been no-brainer.
Again, I think with Boise State, with Ripien, he is, especially in the Mountain West, he's probably the best quarterback.
But this ain't the Mountain West.
I get that, but Boise State's kind of in a whole nother level than the Mountain West, obviously. Again, number 17 ranked. Again, I think with Boise State, this is going to be a team that does flirt with perfection. You might have a UCF kind of style of what we saw last year of, does this team deserve to be a part of that New Year's Six, or maybe compete as a 4-team, at least in that playoff for the national championship? I don't think they'll have that opportunity, absolutely not, but I think Boise, especially looking at their schedule, I think they take care of things on the road. They prove to those BCS voters, or at least those determiners of the playoff, and go, hey, you might want to take a look at us. We might be a formidable outfit. We might give some of those teams a run for their money for the national championship. So that is game number 1. Game number 2 will be Wofford. The Terriers, they are 2-0, will be taking on Wyoming. The Cowboys, they are 1-2 overall. This game will be at War Memorial Stadium in Laramie, Wyoming. 2 o'clock kickoff on that. No national television for this contest. And with it being FCS versus FBS, there is no line on this contest, so it is just straight pick 'em. Now for factoids on this game. Wyoming's game versus Wofford this Saturday will mark the first meeting between the two teams. The Terriers advanced to the quarterfinals of the 2017 FCS playoffs and posted a 10-3 record last season. Wyoming has played only 2 other teams in its football history from the state of South Carolina, and it has an overall record of 2-0 versus those teams. Again, this is a straight pick-em game. I'll let you go.
I'm going to go with Wyoming. This Wofford team reminds me a little of UC Davis a couple seasons ago, and again too, they've got the makings of a smaller Air Force team. They're going to be fast. They're going to provide some difficulties from time to time, but the defense will shine as always. I think we'll get a chance finally to see the offense actually muster up some points. I know they're beat up, they're hurt right now, but I have a feeling the Cowboys, if they don't win this thing by a couple of touchdowns,
if they don't win this thing at all,
going away.
If they don't win this at all, heads need to roll a part of that Cowboy.
Well, it ain't going to happen, pal. So you and I can sit here.
Again, I don't disrespect. I don't disrespect Wofford. I think it's going to be a tough go about this.
I'm not disrespecting them, but I put them in the same category as a UC Davis coming to Laramie, and I think the Cowboys should handle business at home.
I'm just saying, of what we saw with the first contest of this year between Hawaii and CSU, Hawaii was kind of that write-off team of going, they're not going to do anything. They don't do great things off the islands.
That's our lack of knowledge on Hawaii. They have slowly but surely been building.
We have knowledge on Wofford, and again, I've been saying this throughout this week with Wofford. It's a team, again, coming out of South Carolina. They are dealing with Hurricane Florence right now. Again, all those folks out there dealing with a major situation. This might be, again, adds a little fuel to their fire of going, hey, let's get this one on the road where we're not expected to win this contest and bring back some positivity back to the folks there in Spartanburg, South Carolina, or at least for the state of at least South Carolina.
But also, too, that has two ways.
This is a team that, again, I don't disrespect the FCS. This is a team that has had success of recent years down there. They might be below the FBS level, but the way Wyoming's playing right now, it would not surprise me if Wofford pulls up the upset. If they do, we have major issues here with the Wyoming Cowboys. There is major issues with this team. That being all said, I still think, again, this is straight pick 'em. I got to go with Wyoming. They need this win. They have to win this game. If they don't, we're in serious trouble with this team. It is very dire straits for the Wyoming Cowboys if they do not pick up the win. So we'll agree on both Wyoming to get the win.
Yeah, and again too with the Wyoming Cowboys with Wofford coming in, we're not dismissing everything that's going on in Spartanburg, South Carolina, but it also has the opposite effect as well too. Yes, they could be doing this for the Eastern Seaboard, but also too, their minds may not be totally on that game.
Yeah.
Do you really want to be here instead of, hey, I've got relatives. I'm more worried about them than some stupid football game. So again, it's an either or type of situation. But again, I'm going to liken this team to a UC Davis a couple seasons ago, and the Cowboys should take care of business at the War.
We'll see. We'll certainly see. Game number 3 will be Colorado State. They are 1-2. Will be at Florida. They are 1-1. This will be at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium in Gainesville, Florida. 2 p.m. kickoff, and you can see that game on SEC Network. Florida, the Gators, they are a 20.5-point favorite at home. Now, with this contest, Florida and Colorado State will meet for the first time this Saturday. The Gators have won 17 consecutive games against first-time opponents. In his final 4 seasons at Mississippi State, Florida head coach Dan Mullen went 10-5 in games following a loss, as Florida just had that loss earlier. Again, Florida, 20.5-point favorite. Colorado State coming off of that great comeback win at home against Arkansas. They've beaten one SEC team, what says that Colorado State can't do it again? I think they carry momentum into this game, and I think Rams win.
Are you just taking the points? You actually think they're going to win?
Florida does not impress me. Granted, it is at home. It is tough to win there in Gainesville. I do. I think the Rams could pull off the win in this contest. Again, they've already beaten one SEC team, had the great come-from-behind victory at home. It got them in that positive momentum, that positive role. This might carry over on the road where, hey, we just did it against one of their conference opponents. Let's do it to them as well. I think Rams win.
All right, you go with that logic. I think what happened last week was just a total anomaly that happened for the Rams. And again, a team that blows a 27-9 lead. I mean,
Well, and to be fair, though, that game was close up until that start of the third quarter where it got out of hand.
Basically just stunk. They weren't that good.
Florida is kind of in that same realm where Florida does not impress me.
And second of all, if the Rams are going to come out and show all pass and not do any running, they're going to get clobbered.
Well, they can run at sea level, though. They should have that advantage.
All right. Well, and again, you're going to go to Gainesville. If this was even in Fort Collins, I would just on reputation alone by the Gators.
Remember that Arkansas was a 23-point favorite coming to at least Fort Collins. So this is 20.5 for Florida.
The only thing that Colorado State might do, they might cover the spread. But
Colorado State does good against SEC teams. We saw them be competitive against Alabama in Tuscaloosa. This is a football, at least, program that is competitive, does not roll over and die a lot to these upper echelon teams. But I think, again, Florida's not where it's been in previous seasons. It's obviously not ranked anymore. I think this is the opportunity to CSU to kind of snap mark and go, all right, let's turn the season around. Let's get it done against this team now.
I think Mike Bobo will have them prepared for this game. You're right about Florida. They're down. But, again, this time they're going to be in Gainesville. And again, it's going to be playing down there. Weather.
It might be a little bit wet.
And I don't think that Colorado State is going to be able to address the weather situation.
That might be a situation where they take advantage of it.
I don't think so. They need to pass, and they can't pass in that kind of weather. So I'm going to I'm reluctant to take it. I'm going to go with Florida. I think they're going to cover the spread.
All right, so you'll go Florida. I'll go Colorado State for the victory. Game number 4 out of 5 of our Week 2 picks. It will be still on Saturday. Number 4, Ohio State. They are 2-0. Will be taking on number 15, TCU. They are 2-0 as well. This game will be at a neutral site at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, so about 15 miles to the east of Fort Worth. 6 p.m. kickoff on ABC. The Buckeyes, the interesting Buckeyes, are 12-point favorites in this contest. Now, since 2005, TCU is 5-5 in its last 10 games versus top 5 ranked opponents, with only 2 of those contests at home. TCU's 44-17 record on the road and neutral site games since 2009 is the 3rd best mark nationally. The Buckeyes do hold, however, a 4-1-1 series edge, with all 6 previous meetings being in Columbus, Ohio. Ohio State, 12-point favorite. It's technically on the road, even though it's a neutral site, because for TCU, again, it's just a hop, skip, and jump right to, again, from Fort Worth over to Arlington, Texas. Even with the 12 points, I don't think it's going to be close. I think in this contest, Horned Frogs, I think they upset and win. I really do.
Yeah, without Urban Meyer.
Again, you're in that metropolitan area there, Fort Worth and Dallas. You're going to have a lot of black and purple there, a lot of Horned Frog fans cheering you on. Again, it's practically a home contest for TCU. I think TCU.
Yeah, TCU's ranked number 15. Gary Patterson, since he's taken over that program, he's just done some great things. Again, without Urban Meyer, they're going to get challenged. Does Ohio State win the game? Yeah, maybe. They win,
maybe.
Yeah, maybe by a touchdown, but they're not gonna blow TCU out by 12 points. I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm just taking TCU because I think they'll cover the spread on this one.
All right, so we both got TCU, but I think TCU will get the win. You think they'll just keep it close in that contest. And the final game will be on Sunday. This is game number 5 for us. It will be the Minnesota Vikings. They are 1-0 at the Green Bay Packers. They are 1-0 as well. This game will be at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, an 11 a.m. kickoff on Fox. Green Bay, the Packers at this point in time are only a lone point favorite in this contest. At home, Aaron Rodgers will be back healthy. Team pulled off a great comeback and victory over the Chicago Bears. I go with the Packers. I think the Packers win.
Yeah.
I think they win more than by a point. Maybe 3. It's going to be close. I don't think either team's going to really blow out either or. But I go with Green Bay. I think they win, and win by maybe a field goal.
Vegas is very nervous on the Packers because, again, home field usually gives you 3 points, and they're only a 1-point favorite.
Yeah, but Minnesota's kind of that favorite team to win it all this season.
You know, I'm not sold on Minnesota. I think the 49ers did a good
now you come to terms with that one.
Wait a minute.
I told you the 49ers gave them a fit, and you go, the 49ers stink.
I said they made a lot of young mistakes.
Yeah, sure. That's different what you were saying from Monday to now.
They made mistakes, and that's what cost them the game. They should have beat Minnesota. Am I right? They should have beat them. You don't fumble inside the 1.
No, but also, too, that is not your primary running back out there because, again, McKinnon is out for the rest of the season.
I know, but the pick 6 also killed him as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not sold on Minnesota being the darling of that NFC North.
Oh, I'm not at all.
And I think...
But this will be a good contest. I think it's going to be close-knit. Maybe a similar situation to what you saw with Chicago and Green Bay of, maybe a 27-24 outcome, something like that.
I think it'll be close. Yeah, I don't think Green Bay wins that thing going away. No. But I think the Packers, and the only reason I'm going to take the Pack is because it's at Lambeau Field. There's that magic, as we saw on Sunday Night Football against the Chicago Bears. And, of course, this is the black and blue division, and if the Packers are to win this division, they must defeat Minnesota on Sunday.
Yeah, there's no question about that. So we will both agree on Green Bay. So recapping game 1, you go with Oklahoma State, I go with Boise State. Game number 2, we both go with the Wyoming Cowboys. Game number 3, you go with Florida, I go CSU. Game number 4, we both agree with TCU. And Sunday's contest, we both agree with Green Bay. So we'll see how our picks do. Again, we are both tied at this point in time, 3-1-1. Again, closer than it should be, at least compared to last year.
And we only disagree on 2 games again. You got Boise State, I go K-State, and then Florida CSU.
Should we extend it out to the 7 games again, so I can just wipe the floor with you already?
I don't care how many games you pick.
You should.
Because again,
you put on a pathetic effort last season. It was a joke.
Yeah,
I should have just made the picks by myself.
You can. You could do the show by yourself, too.
Been like the Swami.
You could do the show by yourself.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, you need me there, huh? Don't you?
Not really.
You don't?
Well, your name is stamped on that logo, so I'm not.
We can always take that name off.
I'd like to see you edit that photo.
I can retire. It's easy enough to do.
We need to take a break.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with more Wyoming Sports Talk today after these words.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Okay, good day in the weight room, boys. Remember, we lift weights for strength. For cardio, we lift weights faster. Wachowski, quit looking at your stomach, son. What you're looking for ain't there. If you want a six-pack, the easiest way to get one is at Taco John's.
Stop in for a 6-pack and a pound at Taco John's. Get 6 crispy beef tacos and a pound of potato olays, all for $10.99.
Let's olay the day and go get one right now. Last one there has to pick up Mrs. Coach from jiu-jitsu class.
Olay the day at Taco John's.
Let First Education Federal Credit Union help make buying your next car a breeze. At First Education, you get competitive rates and deal with friendly local folks. Be in control by getting pre-approved and know what you have to spend before going to the dealer. Call 432-7400, go to firstedfcu.com, or visit us in person at 120 West Carlson Street with approved credit, membership eligibility required, federally insured by NCUA.
It's Lee from Absolute Flooring. Boy, is it hot. I don't just mean the temperature, but the deals at Absolute Flooring. Summer is the best time for new flooring in your home, and we have a full line of flooring options priced right for your budget. We have a large choice of styles, colors, and textures to suit your every taste. Experienced consultants and professional installers will complete your Absolute Flooring experience. Stop in at 3573 East Lincoln Way and visit AbsoluteFlooringWIO.com. Your home, your floor, your store, absolutely.
Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service, proven and respected when it comes to the care of your vehicle. For nearly 25 years, Cars has been there to repair and fix those minor problems to get you back on the road without major difficulties. And now, as we do more traveling at this time of year, see Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service first for your car or truck when it comes to tuning it up, an oil change, brakes, shocks, work on your air conditioning unit, and so much more. John and his crew at Cars gives your vehicle the precise detail it deserves. Respected with quality workmanship. Always bring your vehicle to Cheyenne Auto Repair and Service at 604 West Lincoln Way. Call for an appointment at 632-0498. Open Monday through Friday.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be sunny with highs around 87 and winds out of the west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Then for tonight, it'll be clear skies with lows around 52. On Friday, it'll be sunny with highs around 84. And on Friday night, it'll be clear skies with lows around 50.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk today. We are into the closing segment of our program, as we will not have a program tomorrow. Me, Chris Polton, Nick Peroetti, we will all be over at the Okie Blanchard Sports Complex as the T-Birds will entertain the South High Fighting Bison. I'm just looking here at the NFL schedule for Sunday. You know, again, Baltimore, Cincinnati, for tonight.
It's more so of who could be competitive in the AFC North, of who, again, is Cincinnati for real? Could they be a competitor? Who knows?
Well, and then I look at two other games. Sunday night, New York Giants at Dallas. I'm thinking to myself, ugh, even though that they're NFC East rivals. And then you look at the Monday night matchup, Seattle, Chicago. Ugh.
Yeah, that's not a good one.
The one game I do like, and I think it will be the first game if Fox does do the double dip on Sunday, and I already think this is a must-win game. It's going to be Carolina at Atlanta. Atlanta, I don't think can go 0-2 in that South Division.
No.
So then, and the Panthers are not bad.
I don't think Atlanta is the best team in that NFC South, so they're kind of on par with what I anticipated. This team, in my opinion, did take a step backwards from where it's been in recent years. And again, in that NFC South, I still believe that the Saints are a better team as much as they lost to Tampa Bay. I think that was just a weird anomaly. But, the South, that's an interesting division, probably across from their counterparts of the AFC South, where it's really a toss-up. You don't... Again, if you look at the AFC South, Tennessee could easily win that. Houston could easily win that. Jacksonville could easily win that. And maybe Indy. If Indy could stay healthy, I think with Andrew Luck, maybe this is his time. Maybe this is his season to take the reins and put the Colts back into contention. I don't know. In that NFC South, in Carolina, Cam Newton, you can't deny them. New Orleans, with Drew Brees, the pieces that they added in the offseason, absolutely. They're always a formidable threat. Atlanta, clearly, yes. I think they're missing Kyle Shanahan.
You're forgetting Tampa Bay.
And, Tampa Bay.
As long as Jameis Winston doesn't start, Ryan Fitzpatrick, the well-traveled quarterback, he has a little more discipline back there for Tampa Bay, and he's got a lot of weapons.
And certainly two divisions, again, cross each other on the AFC and NFC side. Very fun to watch, but it is a complete toss-up of I can see all 8 of those teams winning that division. Absolutely.
All right, so let's just real quick, while we got a couple minutes left here, just size it up here. Los Angeles Chargers at Buffalo. The exciting news about that is Josh Allen gets the call for the Buffalo Bills. We got our fingers crossed for him. Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he makes it all 4 quarters with that team. Of course, we already talked about Minnesota, Green Bay. You got Houston at Tennessee.
So again, good matchup right there.
Cleveland at New Orleans.
Maybe.
Yeah, let's not even go there.
I think New Orleans, in that contest, they should rebound and beat Cleveland. But if Cleveland wins, again, if Cleveland's going to get victories this year, I think it's just a matter of time. They're not going 0-15-1. It's. Do they beat the Saints? I don't think so.
All right, Miami's at New York Jets. So we'll see if Sam Darnold is
can
for
he
real.
Can he continue the momentum? Are they a for real team, or did they just play a really bad Detroit
All right,
team?
and same too with Kansas City. Are they for real? They're at Pittsburgh, so they'll take on the Steelers at Heinz Field.
I think
a marquee matchup.
I think a lot of these games they spike big questions of are these teams what they are, what they could be. It's at least this Sunday, not a bad lineup.
Philly at Tampa Bay, not bad. Indianapolis at Washington, it's okay. Arizona,
Washington. Yeah, again, Redskins did win, and again behind Alex Smith. Yeah, I'm curious.
I just like Washington because of the veteran Alex Smith.
Yeah,
he knows the wars. Arizona at the Los Angeles Rams, that could ugly
That's
early.
Gonna be gross.
Detroit at San Francisco. That could get ugly.
Yeah, I think the 49ers, especially at home, should just whip on
you
the
would
Lions.
think that would happen. Oakland and Denver, that is a traditional rivalry. I would
Should be good.
venture to say the Broncos should go 2-0 on that one. Raiders got pushed around. They got
pushed around, so that might put
around.
fire under the butts of going, let's take care of this one.
Yeah, but not at Broncos Stadium. I don't think that's going to happen. New England at Jacksonville.
That's a good one.
That's got a good matchup. I'll give it
A
that.
potential playoff matchup right there.
Yeah, at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. And like I mentioned, the Sunday night game, the Giants at Dallas.
That's
two teams that bore me to death.
Yeah. Two teams that are not competing for playoffs, not going to do anything in the NFC East. I don't care.
And then again, as I mentioned, the Monday night matchup, Seattle at Chicago.
Blech.
Yeah, at Soldier Field. Forget about it.
So about 3 garbage games, but the rest do pique my curiosity going, is this team for real? Is this team good? Is this team bad? A lot of solid games coming up this Sunday. I'll give the NFL that.
Yeah, it's a good week 2 for the National Football League. Again, we want to extend our best wishes to East, Central, and South to the Linksters as they will be here. And talk about home course advantage.
Yeah.
It's going to be the airport golf course, the home for the 4A Boys and Girls State Golf Tournament. So, again, Central, East, and South all participating. And, again, they will be teeing off tomorrow. It gets underway at 8 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what the paper says, right in front of you.
Yeah, and then it'll tee off at 8 o'clock again on Saturday. So 2 days of great golf to be played here at the airport golf
Again,
course.
you do have that option to go out there and watch boys and girls golf action coming up this weekend. Again, all you have to do is just sign up at the spectators booth there by the pro shop there at the Airport Golf Club. And it's as simple as that. They just put a little lanyard on you, and you're good to go. As long as you don't coach them. As long as you don't coach those players.
And if you missed out earlier, the Rockies did defeat the Arizona Diamondbacks, so they've extended their lead for right now, for the moment. 2 games over the Dodgers, who will be playing the Cardinals a little later on. And they've extended their lead.
What stings worse?
4.5 over the Diamondbacks.
What stings worse? The Rockies winning the West or the Dodgers winning the West? It still has to be the Dodgers. So I guess this is
better.
It's
less painful.
It's the better of the 2 evils, in my opinion.
Anyway.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't have 4 or 5 teams to cheer on like you do.
I have 3 teams. That's all I cheer for. Is 3 teams. Giants, they can't win. I'm on the Rockies bandwagon. Oakland A's, I have never wavered.
How do they move behind the Rockies?
I have never wavered from the Giants or the Athletics. Never.
You just listed the Rockies ahead of the Athletics.
I said I went to the National League. Okay? So, again, since I've been out of here 30-plus years,
all right, so
I jumped on the Rockies from day one.
A's-Rockies World Series, who do you choose?
I'd have to go with Oakland.
There you go.
I'd have to go with my East Bay roots. So, I'd go with the swinging A's. All right, we got to wrap things up here. A reminder again: 5:30 our pregame, around 5:25 our pregame show tomorrow. 6 o'clock kickoff. All of us over at the Oakey Blanchard Sports Complex tonight.
A new design for the video production as well too.
Awesome.
It's not going to be that weird, awkward video angle anymore. At least it showed off the players and everyone just kind of like the short and wide view. Now I figured it out, worked out the kinks. It's going to be that full 1080. It's going to look nice. New design for this game coming up. So
all right, looking forward to all that tomorrow. You're going to
have to subscribe over the 1480K Radio YouTube channel. See all the fun.
Right. I'm just excited.
Sorry that I'm promoting our thing, but
I'm great. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I want to remind everybody from 8 until 10, our final night of the week of our Golden Age of Radio Theater, Red Skelton times 2, 8 to 8:30 and 8:30 to 9. Then another hour of suspense theater.
I don't know how many of these hour programs we have, so
that's kind of cool though. Yeah. Again, for radio, in the Golden Age of radio. Having our programs, those were quite exciting back in the day.
I think didn't Abbott and Costello do those? Didn't they have hour-long?
I don't remember.
I thought so. Maybe a few.
All right, well, with that all being said, that's coming up from 8 until 10. So, as we get ready to close the curtain on our program for today, thank you